Hey, loves, it's Elle, and welcome back to my channel, and thank you so much for being here. It's so good to see you. Today we're going to be talking about one of my favorite all-time fall trends that is super hot right now. Very easy. All you need is 3 products, and you got this beautiful fall, super on trend, but also very wearable for every single eye shape. All right, so let's do this. Before we get started, hit the subscribe button, share this video with somebody you think might like it, and let's do it. So we're talking about a fall glossy eye. Now, when you talk about this, it has been done in years before, but it's kind of making a comeback this year for fall. And I love this trend because no matter what your eye shape is, you can wear it. No matter if you have hooded, small, large, monolid, a ton of crepiness on the lid, you can wear this. Okay, so the standard way of doing this is basically putting a matte shade all over the eye and then literally putting a clear gloss over the eye. Danessa makes a clear gloss that is really good for this technique, but in my opinion, it is not wearable for every day. So let me teach you how to make it for every day. So to start, I'm going to wear an eyeshadow primer. Now, I don't traditionally wear eyeshadow primers. You've heard me say it a million times, but for a look like this, it's probably a good idea to pop one on, and that's just the Urban Decay's eyeshadow priming potion. Okay, and I don't have any concealer on, but I do have the rest of my face on. So what I am going to do is you want to start with a matte shade. Now, of course, you can do this with a powder shadow. It is best to be doing this with cream shadows. So I am going to start with this Danessa color. And this is called Gingerbread. I don't think they have this on the Sephora website. I think it's only on her personal website because that's where I bought them from. But I will look for it and I will link it if I can find it. And if I can't find it, then I'll link a color that's very similar. Now, of course, you can do this with any color you want. If you want to do this with blue, purple, pink, green, whatever you want to do this, you can absolutely do this. This is just a color that I gravitate towards. I feel like it's very wearable. And I'm going to take just a little bit on a small, dense brush, not too big of a brush, small, dense brush. Okay, this look is so super sexy. It's awesome. I love it. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to just touch right here towards the base of our lashes, because you want most of the color concentration at the base of the lashes. And then you're going to move your way up into the crease. Now, if you have an eye shape like I do, or like we've talked about it, small, hooded, crepier eye, do the techniques we've talked about. Do not pass line, bringing it up past the crease line up into that brow bone to cut that up a little bit. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I will post the video in the description box where I talk about my 6 top techniques for eyeshadow. Okay, so you can see that a little bit of this eyeshadow goes a long way. I'm going to wipe off my brush. Now remember, when you're using Danessa for this or any other matte cream eyeshadow, you need to work quick. There's not a lot of time for you to be messing around and doing a bunch of blending on both eyes. You want to do one at a time. And the reason why I don't have my concealer on is because I highly recommend that you guys do your concealer after this is done. Oh, that color is just to die for. Okay, and now for this look, I am bringing it in a little bit closer to the corner of my eye. If you already have closer set eyes, which I have a tendency to have a little closer set eye, you don't have to do this part. You can kind of stop it a little bit here, but it's fun. It's a little bit more dramatic. And again, we're going into fall. So let's have a little bit of fun with our eyes. Okay, so we're going to take very, very little of the same color, and we're going to go on the bottom lash line. This is also why I don't have any powder on me or anything like that. You want to make sure you're able to clean up after. I'm doing our infamous drop shadow technique. Voila. Other eye. And don't worry, you'll still be able to put your concealer on. I'll show you how. And just right now, basically what I'm doing is I'm looking straight into a mirror and just making sure everything looks super even. You know what I mean? Making sure that I don't want to move anything. And actually, I'm not going to be using a transition shade in this. You can if you absolutely want to. So if you are getting to a spot where you feel like you want to blend the cream with a powder, matte powder eyeshadow, go for it. That's also one of our other techniques. That's something you can do. But when you get a little bit more advanced with this technique, you won't have to use that. You also can rim your waterline if you would like to make it a little bit more dramatic with an eyeliner. Okay, so now for the kind of wet look. I would recommend using something that isn't glittery. It has a sheen to it. So for example, obviously the Danessa Merrick's, her metallic ones look wet. Obviously Charlotte Tilbury's potted ones, they look wet on the eyes. But me personally, I'm gonna go in for the good old Milk Makeup sticks, crayon sticks. The Milk Makeup crayon sticks, you know the drill, we're gonna get it wet. And we're gonna go in right on top of here, and we're going to place this right over the bottom half. And this is gonna be a really beautiful smoky eye. You can already see. So can you see that, you guys, how it's starting to look real wet? That's what you want. Do you see that, how that looks wet? This is like very kind of runway-esque. I love it. So I'm gonna do the exact same thing with just a little bit on the lower lash line. Just a little bit, because we don't want to go too grunge. I mean, I guess if you wanted to. Yes, I'm using my phone as the mirror. It's not a great idea. I forgot a mirror. And you want to focus the glossiness on the lower the lower half of your eye. So basically from the crease down to the lash line, just like that. And if you really wanted to, you could, of course, I'm just taking a brush that has nothing on it just to kind of blend this out. And of course, if you wanted to use like an actual clear gloss on your eyes, you can, but you'll get quite a bit of transfer, you know, when you're blinking your eyes. Yes, okay, gorgeous. So I hope you can see that already. And if you wanted to, you could put a matte kind of bone-colored shadow up here if you wanted to. I'm just not the biggest fan of doing that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to curl my lashes. This is the Tarte Eyelash Curler and the new Kosas Mascara. I'll be right back. All right, so that is on. Now, of course, if you wanted to put, you know, lashes on, go for it, because that would be awesome with this look. Or colored contacts, which I got, by the way, and I can't wait to show you. But yes, I just basically piled on mascara. Okay, so concealer, how you're going to do it is I'm just going to take my Magic Concealer from Charlotte. I'm just going to go like that. Take my Booty Blender. And just get up in that business right there. Keeping that real bright. Just taking whatever else is left and smoothing that out. This is going to be kind of like a highlight. So this is going to lift the eye up. See? Very good. Okay, same thing goes here. I decided to put a glossier lip on. Now, of course, you could do a matte lip and then just let the eyes be glossy. It's totally up to you. All right, guys, so here it is. Here is the final glossy eye look. It's honestly very, very simple. You probably need to do it 2 or 3 times and then you'll have it down pat, and it's gonna be, I guarantee you, your go-to eye for fall. This is, I will say, something that I traditionally wear whenever I go out in fall. I just feel like, doesn't it just encompass the season? And I love how this gives that glossy look without any sticky or tackiness. Let me know what you guys thought of this look. Let me know if you guys are going to try this, and I'll see you in the next one. Lots of love from me to you. Bye, loves.